is an actual knife block, because it's come from a junior cert question. And I'm going to start by drawing view A. Now we've already mapped out where A, B and C is going to go. So A goes in this view, which is the front elevation. B, the plan will go here, and then C will go up here. So from the crosshairs, where the YY line meets the XY line, I'm going to step in by 20 millimeters. And then I'm going to take the overall width of the object, which is 140. I'm going to mark off all of my widths in the one go. So I'm going to step across 40 plus 50. And I'm going to have a look and see, do I need any other widths? So 65 is also required. So 65. And are there any other widths described or shown? There is not. So they're the only widths I need. And what I'll do then is I will take them all, and with a light pencil, construction lines, I'm going to draw them across my two views, my front elevation view and my plan view. Now the next thing then that I'm going to do is from my front elevation view, my A view, is I'm going to mark off all the heights, and I do it all in one go as well, so I'm creating a grid. Okay, so I'm going to step up 15 is the first height that's involved, plus another 120, so that's 135 in total. And then there is 40 and 20 on top of the 15. So 15 plus 40 is 55. Plus another 20 is the 75. And then there's a mark from the top down, which is down by 30 millimeters. So I go 10, 20, 30. So all my heights are now marked in, and I can just bring them across using the T-square to create my grid, to make sure I get them all drawn accurately. So at the minute I have a grid here. Can everybody see that? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in that grid in heavy detail to make sure my object itself stands out. So that is my base. The back piece goes up here, full height. Okay. The other object then is out 65 and down 30 to here. So I'll join that up. There. And then that will come down 40 to there. So that's in heavy detail. Then the next one is from here to here, so that will be up 40, am I right? Yeah. And those two will go across like that. Heavy detail, solid vertical line down. And that is my front elevation view complete. Now what you'll notice is I have construction lines, which are light lines, and I have finished lines, which are heavy lines. And that is my front elevation view completed. I've already transferred down my widths. So all I need to do now is position where the back and the front of the object is in relation to the plan view space. The total depth of the plan view is 100 millimeters. So what I'm going to do is from the XY line, I'm going to step forward by 10 millimeters. And I'll draw that line in. That's the back of the object for me. And I'll step forward then by 100. It's quite a big object, this, isn't it? So what I'll actually do is I'll step out by 5, just so it sits on the page a bit better. And I'll step forward then to the front of the object by 100 millimeters, which brings me to my border, which is there. Now, I'll start filling this in heavy detail to make it stand out for the different objects that exist. I need to find the halfway line because some of my measurements are required to come equidistant from the halfway. So that's 50 in total. So from that I'll go 25 and 25. Here is okay, so that's my plan view completed. Now what do I have that looks a little bit different in my plan view that some people may have missed? In my plan view, what do I have that looks a little bit different to the other? Okay, yeah, the curved area, you might need a compass for that, yeah. Anything else? So I have construction lines coming here, I have heavy lines, any other types of lines down in my plan view? So what is it?
The part that you can't see.
Yes. The dashed line. So can everybody look here please guys and have a look. So the underneath of this object, okay, there's an edge created here and there's an edge created there that I cannot see when I look down on top of it, but it is still there and you'd have to consider it. It's a bit like that locker. The doors are closed, the shelves still exist, and if I sent that off to a company without those lines being in dashed lines, that locker would come back to me as a shell with no shelves in it at all, because I didn't include them in the drawing. So we have to include the details that you can't see that are still there. So this dashed line here is hidden and that represents that edge. That edge there is represented by that dashed line, and the bit from here to here that you cannot see is represented with those dashed lines. So it's important to do them as well. Is that alright? Adrian, you okay with that? So for example, if you look in at my desk, you can't see that there's a computer there. You can't see that there's drawers or shelves. But if you didn't include them in the drawing and you sent it away from manufacturer, it would come back without them. No good, because I want drawers or shelves. So that's what that hidden detail involves. You know, when your kitchen cupboards, all the doors are closed, but inside them there are shelves, you have to show those shelves as dashed lines. Is that okay? Because they're surfaces, they're edges, you must include. Fair enough? Okay. Now the next thing, guys, for my third view, my end elevation, I actually don't have to use any measurements whatsoever because I've considered them all. So I bring all of my depths across to the YY line like so. In light pencil again. And then with a 45-degree set square, and it's important it's a 45-degree set square, we're going to bring up all of those edges, or lines, or depths, to the XY line up here in my end elevation space. So we're transferring them up with a 45-degree line. So I have several 45-degree lines because I'm transferring the measurements of the depth from the front to the back of the object. This will position it correctly. And then every line then will just be drawn vertically to represent the equivalent height. And then all of my heights will be brought across. Again, in light pencil. And then that will consider or take into account all of the edges. So for this third view, guys, I actually didn't have to draw any measurements at all. I just transferred them from my other two views, which is a habit I need you to get into to make sure you're drawing these objects correctly. And that will go across like so. And we'll go down like that. So that is representing this base. Okay. Then the next is going to be this line here. Which goes across.
Sir, I don't have no space in my sheet.
Yeah, that's okay. If you wanted to attach another sheet on, I can give you one that you tape up. But for your first drawing, I'm not too worried about it, but just note.
So just go through my like layer.
What is it?
Like that's where I have my height and my names. Can I just go through that?
Yes, yeah. If that will help make it fit, yeah. But sure, even if I end up landing on my banner, which I probably shouldn't be doing, that's not good practice. I should have allowed more space at the top. I just didn't realise it was such a tall object. Who's calling me? Aaron, is it?
Yeah.
Yep. What is it? Yeah, just give me a second. I'm looking for my rubber. I lost it. Where did he go? Ah, have it. So I'm pretty sure I have this done, but I'm just going to double check do I have any hidden details that I've missed out on. I don't think I do. Just this line here has to go all the way across to there. And I think that's that question fully completed. I could colour that in then afterwards if I wish. So just let me stop this.